Jonathan here, and welcome to Learn to Playthrough. Today we got ourselves a special unboxing, as we're going to be unboxing the Shadows of Brimstone Kickstarter, Wave 2, Minecart Pledge Level, Round 8. The Minecart Pledge Level is an excellent deal, as you get all of the stretch goals, just like all the other levels do, plus all of the add-ons for free. This Minecart Pledge Level Round 8 costs $480, but you also get $75 credit. Now, when you add up everything, the retail value of this comes between $1,300 to $1,600, so you end up paying about 30 to 37%. Now, I wasn't one of the lucky ones to get on this deal, but I did find someone who was willing to part with their Wave 2, and with that, I jumped on the deal. So let's go ahead and get the box and check it out. Well, as you can see, the box is a bit big, 15 by 20 by 18 inches, and weighs in at 42 pounds. So let's go ahead and get it transported over to my workstation and take a closer look at Shadows of Brimstone Kickstarter, Wave 2, Minecart Pledge Level, Round 8. Hello there, and welcome back to the special unboxing of Shadows of Brimstone, Wave 2, Minecart Pledge Level, Round 8. Well, let's go ahead and get this box open and check out the components on the inside. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and just unbox this and then place everything over here on my workstation. First thing we got here is the alternate poses, alternate genders, and other models here. Their identification guide. We got ourselves a lot of, looks like, books and papers here of the character hero sheet and the enemy sheet. So we got ourselves some stickers. And then we got ourselves, looks like, some tokens for the heroes. There's 6 sheets in there. And we got ourselves a pack for the Tron Hunters. Excellent. So I'm going to go ahead and just briefly take the stuff out and look at it and identify them, and then I'll go ahead and just, like I said, place them over here on the workstation, and then later on we'll go ahead and do a more in-depth look at them. So this one's for the Flesh Stalker. We got ourselves a big bag here of Guardian of Targa and a Burrower. Pretty large card there for a, oh, that's a size XXL. Wow. Alright, we got the, this is the Old West Allies. Oh, look, they gave us some extra cards here. Cool. And we got the Sand Kraken. And, this is the, oh, Jorgano Native. Nice. Very nice. And we got another one here, the Gambler. And then there's a Wandering Samurai. It looks like Shadows of Brimstone from Flying Frog Productions sent us a note. Excellent. Oh, the Ancient One. Oh, that looks pretty cool. Another size XXL. Okay, and we got the mission pack. This is for the Werewolf Feral Kin. And that doesn't look, oh, these are a bunch of the mission packs. Now we'll do a quick open here. See what we got here. Then we have the Hellfire Succubi, Order of the Crimson Hand, Feral Vampires, the Lost Army, and the Black Fang Tribe. Excellent. So those are the mission packs, and we'll check those out here in a few. got ourselves an art book. Excellent. We got ourselves, looks like a couple of little promo cards here that they gave us. That's pretty cool, little extra stuff. Got some plastic bases. And here's our game supplement cards. So we got Treasures of the Void, Dead Man's Bounty, and Ghost of the Damned. And looks like the Blasted Waste Encounters. So those are the game supplement packs. And here's something for Wasteland War Masters. What's this one here? And this is probably for the Blasted Wastes. Threat cards, Otherworld, Blasted Waste, yep. Encounters for the Blasted Wastes. Wasteland Loot. Excellent, okay. Look at those a little bit more in depth. And I've got something here, the Ancient Doom. We got some, another Blasted Wastes. There's the threat deck for Epic. Samurai Battle Tactics. Interesting. Oh, okay, so here's the Wandering Samurai. And those are his cards for the starting gear. Spirit Magic. That's for the Darkstone Shaman. There's the animal form of a grizzly bear. And then Gambling Tricks. So there's the Gambler. Alright. Oh, here's some more game supplement cards. So you got Blood Money, Ancient Terrors, Murky Confrontations. Alright, so there is, I believe there's supposed to be 12 of those that come with this minecart pledge level. We have the Blasted Waste map deck, and here's one for the derelict ship. So these are for the expansions of the Blasted Waste and the derelict ship. So let's put these off to the side and we'll check them out when we get to those. And we got ourselves a bunch of models here. So these are the, this is the Lost Army. And then we got ourselves, these are the, I can't tell which ones these are. Oh, these are the feral vampires. Yeah. And this is going to be the Order of the Crimson Hand. And this one is the werewolves. And we got ourselves, oh, the Hellfire Succubi. And this is the Black Fang Tribe. And this one is the, oh, this is the Blasted Waste. I think those are the Scavengers. There's the beacon drones from the derelict ship. And we got ourselves the Necronauts. That's from the derelict ship also. Now I did say that this Wave 2 came with $75 credit. So these stickers, that was part of the credit. And then we also got some of these other ones. We got some corpse piles. And then here's some turrets that come with the, well actually there's tokens in the derelict ship. So with the model, you can go ahead and use this in the derelict ship. Then we got the Trun Hunters. These are part of the credit. And that's it for the credit. Let's see, we got the Scourge Rats and their nests. This is the Swamp Raptor. And we got ourselves Belial. And we have the Custodians of Targa and the Targa Pylons. And let's see, this is the Ancient One. That's that large XXL green creature with the sword. There we go. And we got the Wasteland Terralisk. Nice. And this is the Guardian of Targa. And the Sand Kraken. Nice. And we got ourselves the... What is this here? Oh, the Darkstone Hydra. And these are the Undead Outlaw and the Undead Gunslinger. And we got the Void Hounds and the Void Sorcerer. And this is the Darkstone Brutes. I think this keeps going. Wow. Oh, here's a big one here. The Burrower. Ourselves the... Oh, these are the Serpent Men. So the Serpent Men Warriors and the Shaman. And oh, there's this one here. The Turdaren Fighters and the Harvesters. And oh yeah, oh, here's the bear, the grizzly bear. This is also part of that $75 credit. Then, oh, here's all those extra models from the papers. So like I said, you got alternate poses, alternate genders, outlaws, new heroes like Prospector, Orphan, Drifter. And you also have these over here, which are the Resin Hero Identification. Okay, and that's all of these here. We got the Flesh Stalker. These are more of those models, because there's the grizzly bear that comes with them, with the shaman. There's also another base. And we got the Scafford Gang and Colonel Scafford. More over here. This is the Mind cart, and looks like the ending of a track. So this is the mine terrain that you can get. Add a little flavor to the game. Well, some additional flavor to the game. Oh, look, instead of gray, now it's brown. So these are the henchman, the blacksmith, there's a faithful dog, and they got a pack mule in here. And this is the Hellfire Cannon. So they give a cannon with 2 of the Lost Army members. And I think that is it. Now, kind of a bummer on these, that all they are is they just come in a bag. They don't come in a box, because like the doorway here is what the normal boxes look like for the enemy packs. Let's So I guess we'll just have them off to the side like that. So we have a doorways into darkness. So these are the doorways. You got some for the mine and some to the other world. Instead of just having a flat blank for the end tile piece, you can actually put doorways there. So it looks like we got 4 of the mines and 4 of the other worlds. And then we got ourselves the expansion. And this is for the Blasted Wastes expansion. So it's got the adventure book. It's got some cards for the Ghost Warriors and a Gladiator Arena. That's pretty cool. We got ourselves, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 or so tiles here with a bunch of tokens. So that's the Blasted Wastes. And then those are the cards that come with the Blasted Wastes. And our next expansion is the Derelict Ship. That's the same thing. Looks like about 15 tiles here with tokens and maps. And then we got ourselves this is the mission box. So those books that I showed you earlier with the mission for the Hellfire Succubi and then the Lost Army. So that's going to be additional stuff for that. Let's see here. So we got a bunch of their enemy record sheets. The Black Fang Tribe, Hellfire Succubi, the Lost Army, Werewolf Feral Kin, Feral Vampires, Order of the Crimson Hand. And someone did Outlaw and the Gunslinger. And it looks like they just put a lot of this stuff in there. Oh, and we've got some of the new heroes, the Orphan, and then there's the Prospector and the Drifter. Okay. And then they also have their cards. So this one's for the Curse of the Werewolf. So this is the werewolves. And then Shootout. Not sure exactly which one that one's for. So there's a total of 6 decks that are in here. That's for the 6 different mission packs that you get. And then each of the mission pack, they are not an expansion like the Blasted Waste and the Derelict Ship. So each of them only get 1 tile. And the 1 tile will depict basically like the layers. So the Hellfire Succubi, they have a lair that's in the Caverns of Cinder. So this will be like a special tile that if you come to this tile, you'll probably encounter the Hellfire Succubi. And then we got one here with a bunch of coffins. So this most likely is for the Feral Vampires. So that is the mission packs. Nice, very nice in those. Though, once again, although they come in just this one box right here, normally they have their own boxes, so you'd have a nice setup to be putting on your shelf, but all you get is that. Next, we have another one that's in grayish form here, black and white. So we got ourselves the Scafford Gang, and then this is Colonel Scafford, and we got the Darkstone Brute. And then here is Belial. What's in here? So we got Belial's XXL sheet, and Harvesters, and a bunch of tokens for something. There's a Void Magus, a coin, Voodoo Doll, Colonel Scafford. And we got this Shadows of Brimstone Kickstarter Rule Sheets collection. So what they did was, in every box that you would get with the models, you would get a sheet that would show information about them and also painting guides. So what they did is they went ahead and just put everything into one book. So nice and quick, you can just flip right through it to what you want. Put some tabs on the outside. So here's Belial, last of the Shadow Kings. Shows information about how he acts. Got a couple missions. And then here's how to put the model together, and looks like some painting tips of some sort. There we go on that. Excellent. Alright, then we got ourselves some expansions here. So we got the expanded Frontier Town expansion. Nice, it's pretty hefty, nice and heavy there. A lot of good stuff in here. We got Otherworlds Tradera Deluxe expansion. So this box is even thicker, it's even heavier. Nice, very nice. Ooh, just piling up over there. Alright, well looks like this is going to be it. This is the last one right here. Otherworld's Caverns of Cinder expansion. Another thick box just like the Tradera one. Nice and heavy. So it looks like a lot of good stuff, nice and colorful. There we go. Alright, well it's all piled up there. Well, that's going to conclude this special unboxing. So I'm going to go ahead and just leave everything right here on my workstation so I can do a more in-depth final inventory to make sure everything is here. So I'll talk to you soon. Hello there, Jonathan here, and welcome to 42 pounds of cardboard, cards, and plastic. Wow, that was a lot of stuff that came out of that box. Well, as you can see, we're all organized here, inventoried and ready to go. Now, I did come across some interesting components to talk about, plus some issues to address. So let's go ahead and start off with the expansions. Our first expansion we have up top is the Blasted Waste, and it is an alien desert world. Now in it we have these special end caps that you can hook up with the canyons so that you can travel between the canyons and the mines. We have a sun track that shows the 4 times of day, dawn, day, dusk, and night. Now depending on what time of day it is going to depict on how the environment or the enemies act. There is new currency and new side bag tokens, plus there's a new town called a barter town. And on the barter town maps there's these 4 spaces that you can populate with one of the 6 new building types, thus making 15 different new barter towns. This expansion has 5 enemy types, and there's 3 new alternate version enemies. Now in several other expansions coming up, there's also new alternate version enemies, and what I mean by this is that they took a previous enemy. In the case of the Blasted Waste, they took the tentacles and they turned them into corrosive tentacles. Our next expansion is the Caverns of Cinder, and it is a world of lava and ash. Now, no more running willy-nilly all over the map tile, because on some of the map tile spaces, there's these spaces called lava spaces. And if you end up stopping or trying to move through one of these spaces, there's a possibility that you might get burned. Now another way to get burned is from the hellfire that's in there, and hellfire is really powerful in the aspect that it can burn you really bad. Now if it explodes underneath you, and it'll possibly even explode up into the air and then bounce around, and it could land on your same space, and if it does, there's a possibility you're going to get burned really bad. In this expansion there is one enemy type and two new alternate version enemies. Our next expansion way up in the space is the derelict ship. On the spaceship, the Vostros. Now on this ship there's a possibility you might come against something called a void vortex, which is like a mini black hole, and it's going to pull things towards it and suck it in. There's also these broken grates where there's holes in the flooring and the ceiling, and then the enemies are going to come out and attack you. And this expansion has 3 enemy types, and there's 2 new alternate version enemies. Then back down below we have the world of Tradera, and it has war-torn industrial age battlefields. Now on the battlefields there's a lot of debris like crates and tank traps, and this debris provides a mechanic called cover that will help you against range attacks. There's a lot of dangerous environmental issues here like landmines, toxic clouds, and radiation. Now if you're the kind of person that doesn't like your hero to start mutating, then Tradera might not be the place for you. There are new side bag tokens, plus the enemies now have the capability of firing ranged weapons like carbines, pistols, and even throwing thermal charges. So no more hanging back behind the group as the front line stops the enemies from going forward. There are 4 enemy types and 2 new alternate version enemies. Our next expansion, or expansions, is in the gray box up top, which is the mission packs. And there's 6 mission packs that come here, and they each have a special objective room and themed cards so that you can customize your adventure around this. Now there's at least 2 enemy types. One of them is the model itself. The other one is kind of an improved, powerful version of that model. So like with the werewolves, you have a werewolf packmaster, and the Hellfire Succubi, you have a Hellfire Witch. Now there is a possibility, if you wish to, you can go ahead and get models for those tokens. Our first mission pack is the Werewolf Pharaohkin, and they have what's called the Curse of the Werewolf. Now there's a possibility that this curse could be transferred to your hero, and then your hero could end up becoming a werewolf hero. But to help out with this werewolf issue, the gunslinger might have the possibility of obtaining silver bullets. Next up is the Hellfire Succubi, and they are demons with an irresistible guise. Now when you start out playing the game, you try and decide what class you want to play. Do I want to do a gunslinger or U.S. Marshal? Not too many people think about, do I want to play a male or a female version? Well, with the Hellfire Succubi, if you're playing a male hero, then the Hellfire Succubis are going to be immune to your critical hits. And if you play a female, then they're going to get a +1 combat against your hero. The next mission pack is the Order of the Crimson Hand, and they are a clandestine society. There's a new side bag token, and they also have an ability called Assault, where they can target you, move in, melee attack, and a ranged attack. So, a lot of stuff there, and they're going to attack with a rifle. So, once again, they'll be way back, and they can go ahead and attack those people that are way back behind the front line, so there's no more hiding way back there from them. Next mission pack we have is the Feral Vampires, and they bite. Now there's a possibility that your hero could be bitten, and if that happens, they could be turned into a vampire hero. And there are new side bag tokens also available in that expansion. The next mission pack is the Lost Army, and they are finally back after investigating tales of a magical black rock. Now they have an ability which is called Formation, that when 3 or more of them get together, that it's going to be harder to take them down, plus harder for them to go ahead and retreat. They also have a range attack by using their muskets, so once again, no hiding behind the front line there. Our last mission pack here is the Black Fang Tribe, and they consume Darkstone. So there's a possibility that they might have a lot of Darkstone that they'll go ahead and consume, that they'll go ahead and produce more hits against you. Okay, next we got is our final expansion down below there is the Frontier Town, which is a deeper and richer town experience. After you finish up your adventure, you go back to town and you possibly have to do a travel hazard. Well, the Frontier Town is giving you now 18 more travel hazards for a total of 36. It has multiple sized towns that you can visit now. There's a small town that has 4 spaces that you can go ahead and populate. The medium has 6 and the large has 8, and you can populate this from 12 different building types. So with that, your small town can possibly build up 495 frontier towns. Your medium is going to build 924, the large is going to build 495, and you're going to total out at 1,914 new frontier towns that you can build. So playability is really increasing there. Now these towns are just normal average towns. There's a possibility you could actually visit a specialty town, and there's 8 special towns that you could visit. There's the Ruins, the River, and the Rail, Plagued, Outlaw, Mutant, Mining, and Haunted. So they will either add to the number of towns or subtract from the towns, but there's still a lot of towns that you can visit now. There is a 6-section town game board that comes with this expansion for the Frontier Towns mission, and let's go ahead and take a look at it because this thing is beautiful. Thing is 2 squares by 3, so about 2 foot by 3 foot. And look at that thing. That thing is very, very beautiful, done up very nice. So the missions that they have, you can go ahead and go through this town. The Frontier Town mission and then its expansion here has 6 bandit models that comes with it. Now this replaced the stretch goal, which is the extra set of passages and standard room tiles. I got an email from Flying Frog Productions, and what they said is that during playtest they felt that there was more than enough passages and rooms, but not enough enemies that evoked the feel of the Old West. So what happened is they went ahead and put 6 bandit enemies in the expansion, and then they took away the stretch goal. So if you're by chance getting this pledge level and you're looking for these extra passages or room tiles, they're not there because the enemies, the bandits, were placed into the frontier town. There's new side bag tokens, plus the enemies are going to have ranged attacks with their pistols. So in the mines, no hiding behind them, but in the mission and the new game board here, they'll be out there shooting around. So that's going to conclude the expansions here. Next up are the models. So in the middle we have the models, and there are 40 plus packs that come with this pledge level, which equals about 200 plus models. Now I did say in an earlier video that looks like if you're not a miniature putting together kind of person, then this game might not be for you. But in this case, it looks like this pledge level might not be for you. Now the enemy packs or the hero packs, remember they do come with this sheet that shows information about the model and a painting tip or even an assembly guide. So Flying Frog Productions made this book called a Rule Sheets Collection Book. And in it, it's got 10 enemies and 3 of the heroes. So it's got the information, painting guide, and assembly if need be. So that's going to conclude the models. Next up, the cards. So over here we have 3 stacks of cards, plus in the expansions and the mission packs there's more cards. So this comes to about 1,500 cards that comes with this pledge level. Now along with those 1,500 cards, you get about 30 plus different types of cards. So that's going to make for some good replayability here. Well, this is going to conclude the cards. Next up are the issues. Now people don't really want to talk about issues regarding items, but we need to talk about some issues here because if you're wanting to buy the pledge level or even parts of the pledge level, you need to know exactly what you're going to get or even questions to ask. So our first issue we have here are the boxes, or should I say the lack of boxes, because the expansion of the Blasted Waste, the Derelict Ship, our mission packs, and the models, they don't come with boxes. So our expansion boxes are here, And then the enemy packs, they come in the smaller boxes here. So if you're one of those kind of people that want these boxes to put on your shelves to show off, you're not going to be getting boxes. Next is the Rule Sheets collection book here, and in it, like I said, it's got these pages that come with each of the models to show information, assembly, painting, but Belial and the Drifter have got some issues. So Belial starts on the right hand side, and they should end on the left hand side so that the new one starts on the right. But as you can see here, Belial ends on the right hand side, so that when you flip the page, on behind it has Colonel Scafford and the Scafford Gang. And then when you look at the Drifter's information, on the back it's got the Prospector. So if you're the kind of person that wants to go ahead and cut this open and put this information with each model, you're going to have an issue with Belial and Colonel Scafford, and then the Drifter with the Prospector on the back side. Our next one, or should I say our next three, are kind of similar, and we have the Flesh Drones. Now the Flesh Drones don't come with the Outlaw or the Minecart Pledge level. They don't even come in the whole Kickstarter. Now when I was talking about the Flesh Stalker, there was this white piece of paper at the front of it, and it says, please note, the Flesh Drones cards and new missions, experimentation and out of time are not in this package because the Outlaw Pledge only included the Flesh Stalker Epic Threat enemy, and you did not add the Flesh Drones cards and missions. So with that, the Outlaw and the Minecart Pledge level come with the Flesh Stalker, and the deluxe enemy pack that you get from the retail store, it's going to come with the Flesh Stalker plus the Flesh Drones. So with that, you're going to have to buy the Flesh Drones separately. And we're going to go ahead and talk about how you go about the buying process here after we talk about the expansions. And the first expansion that we're going to talk about is the Blasted Waste expansion. And I'm going to go ahead and splash up the add-on that shows on the website. The Outlaw Pledge level does not come with the Blasted Waste expansion, only the Minecart Pledge level does. And the add-on says that it includes 6 Wasteland Scavenger enemies, full set of map tiles, cards, and rules. Now it does not include the models for the 2 Wasteland Scavenger Heavies, the 1 Wasteland Warlord, the 3 Sand Crabs, and the 6 Ghost Warriors. Now in the expansions there are tokens for them, but you do not get the models. So these models are going to have to be bought, and I'll go ahead and talk about the buying process after I talk about this last one, which is the Derelict Ship. And it's pretty similar to the Blasted Waste, and I'll go ahead and splash up the Derelict Ship add-on here, and it says that first of all, the Outlaw Pledge level does not come with the Derelict Ship expansion, only the Minecart Pledge level does. And the add-on says that it includes 6 of the Necronaut enemies, a full set of map tiles, cards, and rules. Now, because this is a Minecart Pledge level, you also get 3 of the beacon drones. Now, what it does not include is 3 of the auto turrets. So you have to go into the expansion, and there are tokens in there. If you want to use the auto turrets, you get the tokens to use them. Now, the models for the auto turrets are going to have to be bought separately, and I'll go ahead and talk about the whole process of the Blasted Waste, the Derelict Ship, and the Flesh Drones about how to buy them. Now, if you can find these models from someone, that's great. Go ahead and do it. But if not, you're going to have to purchase these from Flying Frog Productions because they're the only ones that sell them. You can't buy them from any kind of retail online store or anything like that. So go over to the Flying Frog Productions website at www.flyingfrog.net, and then go all the way to the bottom to the web store button, and then go to the navigation bar, Shadows of Brimstone, and then the Kickstarter backers only. And now that's going to open up a page, and at the top there's a disclaimer there, and this is what the disclaimer says. Kickstarter backers only. This is a special category only for backers of the original Shadows of Brimstone Kickstarter. If you were not a backer of that Kickstarter, you may not order anything from this category. Now, it sounds like you're going to be out of luck, but there is a couple things that you can do. first of all is, if you're going to get a pledge level or any items from a pledge level, ask the seller and say, does the blasted waste or the derelict ship or the flesh drones come with what you're buying? Because if not, they could sell you something that, if it looks like that, then there's a possibility you're not going to get those other 12 models with it. Now, if they don't have the models, then you could either contact Flying Frog Productions, and with that, tell them that you want to buy something from this person, and can you go ahead and buy the additional models from them? Or what you can do, in which what I did was, I contacted the person that was selling me this pledge level and said, hey, I found out that I'm missing a bunch of models. Can you contact Flying Frog Productions so that when I contact them, they'll say that I can go ahead and purchase all these models? And that is exactly what I did. So I purchased the flesh drones, and then it comes with their cards, enemy record sheet, and some information. Then for the blasted wastes, I have the Ghost Warriors, I have the Heavies and the Warlord, and the Sand Crabs. And for the derelict ship are the auto turrets. So with that, that is going to complete my full minecart pledge level 100%. And with that, that is going to conclude the unboxing of the Shadows of Brimstone Kickstarter Wave 2 Minecart Pledge Level Round 8. Now, there's 42 pounds of cardboard, cards, and plastic here, and I hope there's something that piques your interest. So come on and join us as we continue to learn to play through Shadows of Brimstone.